we need to follow. SDLC means software development life cycle. So whenever we develop any project, we need to follow some life cycle to make that project as a successful project. So project is nothing but a process of developing a software. Any company, whether it is a small company or MNC, any company will follow what? Some SDLC models to develop a successful application. Different types of models are waterfall model, V model, Agile model. Waterfall model is a sequential model where the application development will done in a sequence. That is waterfall model. So generally, whenever we develop any application, we need to follow what? Some life cycle. So generally, whenever we develop any application, step number one, we need to follow the steps. Step number one is requirement gathering is the first step. Is it clear? And then we need to do the analysis, and then we need to do the designing, and then coding, and then testing. Is it clear? And then we have to do deployment, and then support and maintenance. These are the steps that will be followed at the time of developing any application. Requirement gathering phase, analysis, designing, as well as coding, as well as testing, deployment, support, as well as maintenance. Waterfall model is a sequential model, as water will always flows from top to bottom. After completing of the first phase, we will start doing the next phase. First requirement gathering will be done. The requirement gathering belongs to the total project was done, and after completing of the total requirement gathering, analysis will be done, and a lot of architects, a lot of high level management will involve in the analysis phase, and then designing will be done. Designing means designing the application, UML diagrams, ER diagrams, all these things, and then coding, finally testing, deployment. Is it clear? So as I already told you earlier, that business analyst will gather the requirement from the client. Business analyst means he is a person who is having the knowledge. He is an MBA person. He will try to gather the requirements from the client, and he will prepare one document. The name of the document is SRS, System Requirement Specification. This document consists of the complete project information like project architecture diagram. Is it clear? Similarly, it consists of what? Here project architecture diagram. Similarly, UML diagrams, similarly ER diagrams, similarly sample screens, similarly database tables. Is it clear? Database tables will be there. Similarly, data flow diagrams, how the data is flowing from front end to back end. This entire information is documented in one document. The name of the document is SRS. Who will prepare this document? Business analyst along with team of members. And this SRS is basically divided into two types. One is HLD, LLD, high level design, as well as low level design. Is it clear? HLD consists of the overall information of the project, the complete architecture of the project, project architecture diagrams, the overall information of the project, the database related diagrams, ER diagrams, the code related, screen related diagrams, UML diagrams. These all information will be available. LLD means low level design, the information that belongs to developer. A particular task or requirement information is available in LLD. So waterfall model is very old model. In waterfall model, the requirement will be done one after other. Phase by phase it will be done. In which model? Waterfall model. Requirement gathering, similarly analysis, similarly designing, coding, testing will be done line by line. The main problem in waterfall model is, what is the main problem in waterfall model? There are some drawbacks in waterfall model. What are the drawbacks? Let us see here. Is it clear? Unclear requirements. Gathering the requirements at initial stage is very difficult. Then frequently requirement will change. That is one more problem. There is a lot of gap between customer as well as client as well as company. Accuracy of estimation. Uneven loading of resources, because at the time of designing of the application, developer don't have any work. After completion of total designing of the application, only development will start. So not using the resources properly. Last minute correction is very difficult. There is no that much time for testing, because testing will done at last phase. Is it clear? Identifying the errors is very difficult. Fixing the errors is very difficult. Schedule and cost will overrun. Lot of midnight work is required before final delivery. Finally, client is not happy with the product. So the main problem in waterfall model is testing. Testing is very difficult. Identifying the bugs at the final stage is very difficult. That is the main problem in waterfall model. Next, V model came into the picture. V model means validation and verification model. Only for the sake of testers, this model came. Which model? V model. V model is called as validation and verification model. Generally in software industry, testing is basically divided into two types. One is black box testing, other one is white box testing. One is black box testing, other one is white box testing. The testing that was done by developer is called as white box testing. The testing that was done by test engineer is called as black box testing. Test engineer will be there. Those who learn testing tools, QTP, manual testing, automation testing, they will do now. Selenium, these all test engineers comes under black box testing. Black box means without knowing the internal functionality, they will test the application. Just checking the output, giving the input, checking the output. Okay, na? Next, white box testing means the testing that was done by developer is called as white box testing. Basically, testings are divided into 5 phases. First one is unit testing. Second one is unit level testing, you can call. First one you can call as unit level testing. Second one we can call as module level testing. Second one you can call as module level testing. Module level testing. Third one you can call as integration level testing. Integration level testing. Is it clear? Fourth one you can call as system level testing. System level testing. And fifth one we can call as user acceptance testing. I divided the testing into 5 phases. Is it clear? User acceptance testing. First one is unit level testing. Second one is module level testing, integration level testing, system level testing, user acceptance testing. Generally, the testing that was done by developer is called as white box testing. Generally, unit level testing will be done by developer. Who will write the code? Unit is nothing but a small piece of code. Who will write that code? Developer. So, who will test that code? Developer. Is it clear? For example, I am developing one application. That application is collection of multiple programs. One single developer cannot develop the total application. It is a teamwork. Lot of developers will be involving in developing the application. Is it clear? So it is a teamwork actually. Lot of developers will involving in developing the application. Are you following everyone? So it is purely a teamwork. Is it clear? So unit level testing. Unit is nothing but a small piece of code that was written by developer. Who will write the code? They must only test the code. That is called as unit level testing. For that, some separate tools will be there. Is it clear? Similarly, module level testing. After developing some set of units, what is ready? Module is ready. Is it clear? For example, I am developing an application for a particular. 1 minute, I will show you. See here, let us consider a small project here. Let us assume that I am developing a small project here. Just I will show you the requirement. In this project, if you observe clearly, this is the project of restaurant management system. Basically, 4 types of users are there. One is admin is there. Other one is manager is there. Another one is floor employee is there. Another one is kitchen is there. So what are the responsibilities of admin? Admin will add the restaurant details. Actually this restaurant is having multiple branches in different places. Only one restaurant, different branches, different cities. Like here, admin will add the restaurant details, add the designation details, groups, items, state details, city details. Because this restaurant is having branches in different states, different cities. Location details, manager details, and he can view the sales. Similarly, floor employee can reserve the table. He can upload the order, cancel the order, check the order status, generate the bill. That is the responsibility of floor employee. Manager will add the employees, ingredients, menu, shift timings, dining details, view sales, etc. Kitchen chef is the head of the kitchen. Kitchen module also will be there. They can view the orders as well as update the status, something like that. So this is what happening in the restaurant. Is it clear? If you observe clearly in this restaurant, again still here you have different types of did you understand the requirement? This restaurant is having multiple branches in different states. The owner of the restaurant want to monitor the total restaurant from a single place through online. That is an application. Groups means items like chicken curry, biryanis, rotis, mutton, is all. Items means varieties in that groups. Chicken curry comes of Andhra chicken curry, Telangana chicken curry, like that. Rotis, butter naans, plain rotis, etc. Is it clear? This is a simple application that was developed. Are you following? Similarly, as this restaurant is available in different places, this restaurant is available in different places. It will have different. This restaurant is actually available in different cities, different states, etc. Are you following? So here you have this all the information. This is the requirement we need to gather. Some rough diagrams initially before developing the project. Some rough diagrams will be there. I am showing you normally, but in companies, architects will be there. They will draw the diagrams and everything. Is it clear, everyone? So here you can see something like this. Are you following? So here you can see these are all the rough knowledge you must have. This single restaurant in multiple places. The owner of the restaurant want to monitor the total restaurant from a single place. Let us assume it is one restaurant called Kritinga restaurant. This restaurant is having in multiple states: Telangana, AP, Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, etc. And in Telangana, different cities, different locations. Is it clear? This entire information belongs to the project. Is it clear? Something like this. Now there are some ER diagrams are also there. Database related diagrams, the tables and their relationships between these diagrams and everything. These are the sample tables belongs to this project. State table, city table, location table, restaurant table, dining table, shift timings table, designation table. Lot of tables are there. Similarly, these are the ER diagram, entity relationship diagrams, database related diagrams. This one. Is it clear, everyone? So this is ER diagram. At initial level only, this all belongs to SRS document. Are you following, everyone? So now that's what I'm telling here. Here coming to our old discussion, waterfall model main problem is what? This testing is the main problem. So V model only came for testing purpose. Validation and verification model is V model. So testing is again divided into different types. Unit level testing. Unit is a small piece of code. If you take a small login form, if you take, enter username, enter password. Is it clear? This is a small task. Task is nothing but a small requirement. Or if this is one login form, and here I'll try to take one button, something like this, sign in. Are you following, everyone? This is my design. So who will write the code for this screen? When the user will give the username and password, go to database and check whether user is valid user or invalid user. For that, we need to write some logic. Who will write the code? Developer. Who will test the code? Developer. Is it clear? So expected value output is equal to actual output, then the test case is passed. Otherwise, test case is failed. The testing that was done by developer is called as unit level testing. Is it clear? Module level testing. As I told that multiple developers will involving in developing one particular application. Multiple tasks actually. Multiple developers will develop multiple tasks belongs to same application. After developing the multiple tasks belongs to same module, then all these tasks are given considered as one module, and then given this module to test engineer. Test engineer will do module level testing. Developer will do unit level testing. Test engineer will do module level testing. So unit level testing is white box testing. Module level testing is black box testing. Similarly, now when multiple modules are developed, we need to integrate one module with another module. Communication is required between these modules. Is it clear? Linking is required between one module to another module. For example, student module is separate, department module is separate. If the university decided to remove the department from the university, then all the students who registered for the department also must be removed. And if you do any operation on one module, it must affect another module. That will comes under integration level code. And integration logic you have to write. If you want to integrate one module with another module, you have to write some logic to integrate. Who will write that logic? Developer. Who will test the logic? Developer. So that is called as integration level testing, white box testing. Similarly, after developing the total application, keep all the application in one system. Total modules keep in one system and try to do the testing. That is called as system level testing. Who will do that one? Test. So system level testing means after developing the total projects, all the project modules and everything are kept in one system and start doing testing, because multiple developers will develop the application different systems now. So finally, after completion of the total application development, total application kept in one machine, and the test engineer will start doing testing. That comes under black box testing. Finally, before submitting the project, before deployment, test engineer will try to test the total application before the client. That will comes under user acceptance testing. That is also done by test engineer. But this type of testing was done before the client. So there are 5 types of testings are there. Unit level testing, integration level testing comes under white box testing. Module level testing, system level testing, user acceptance testing comes under black box testing. So in V model, what will happen in V model means, first step is your requirement gathering. See, same like waterfall model, requirement gathering, next analysis, next designing, next coding. In V model, especially coding and testing will done simultaneously. Developer will write the code immediately, parallelly testing also will be done. But in old waterfall model, after completion of total coding, testing will done at final stage. So mostly test engineers will follow this V model, validation and verification model. So these all are the different levels of what testings that are available. So SDLC methodologies, old model is waterfall model. Later you got V model, validation and verification model. Are you following? So now let us see what is this Agile model. Nowadays Agile became very popular. Is it clear? Waterfall model, I already told you. There are 2 types of models are there. Iterative model and incremental model. We can simply call as, one is iterative model, other one is incremental model. So waterfall model is, iteration means what? Repetition. Waterfall model is repetition model, iterative model. Agile model is incremental model. Here if you see this Mona Lisa figure, you will understand how to draw the Mona Lisa Agile. Here you can see. Is it clear? Agile model is several incremental model is called as Agile model. If you observe this figure here, you see this is waterfall model. First, how to draw this Mona Lisa picture means first level only we have to draw the total outline, and again increment. This is iterate, repeat the same. That is waterfall model. Again polish the same outline, polish the same. Finally, your figure is ready. This is old waterfall model approach. Is it clear? Repeatedly doing the same work again and again. At initial level only we got the total output. But Agile model not like that. First level try to complete the first part. Complete the designing, complete the coding, complete the testing. This phase 1. Again do the phase 2. Complete the again designing, coding, testing, total deployment, everything. And again start doing the phase 3. This is your Agile model. Is it clear? Agile is very powerful model. Agile is that simply you can call as a daily labor work. Developer very torture is there. Deadlines will be there in which model? Agile model. Is it clear? This is V model we have discussed. So generally, as I already told you, that business analyst will gather the requirements from the client. Is it clear? Business analyst will gather requirement from the client and prepare one document, that is SRS, System Requirement Specification. This SRS comes of this is not software requirement, system requirement. Again divided into 2 types, HLD and LLD, high level design and low level design. HLD consists of the complete information of the project, like project architecture diagrams, UML diagrams, data flow diagrams, ER diagrams. The complete information of the project is documented in one document. The name of the document is SRS, and HLD belongs to the high level. LLD is something like what belongs to the developer. So Agile methodology, what will happen means your total application is divided into multiple tasks. Task is nothing but a small piece of code. Is it clear? Your total application is divided into multiple tasks. Is it clear? For example, if you take Mahabharata, Mahabharata is an epic. Epic is collection of stories. Mahabharata consists of some thousands of stories are there. So all these are, you take Bible or Quran, anything you take, everything consists of what? Different stories will be there. Story is nothing but a small piece of code. Small requirement is called as a story. So in Mahabharata also, your total Mahabharata is divided into what? Parvas actually. 18 Parvas are there. Adi Parva, Aranya Parva, Selya Parva, some Karna Parva, Bhishma Parva, lot of Parvas are there. So what is a Parva? Parva is collection of what stories. The stories belongs to a particular requirement kept in one Parva. For example, Adi Parva means how the Kauravas and Pandavas are born. The total stories belongs to Kauravas and Pandavas kept in one Parva. Similarly, Karna Parva, how Karna was born, how Karna became friend to Duryodhana, what is the role of Karna in the war, how Karna was dead. The total stories, multiple stories are there, belongs to particular category called as Parva. So epic is collection of stories. In Agile methodology, your total application is divided into multiple stories, and the collection of stories you can call as epic. So epic is nothing but a collection of stories. The same word they will use in Agile methodology. So business analyst will gather the requirements from the client, and these all requirements are divided into multiple stories. Stories is a small piece of task, a small requirement. Login form, that is one story. Registration form, that is one story. Inbox, that is one story. Add employee, delete employee, search employee, add student, delete student, search student. These all are different stories. Is it clear? The stories belongs to the particular category. A total project is divided into multiple stories kept in epic. So epic is collection of stories. Once one epic is ready, now for example, if you want to construct a building, construction of building divided into different phases. First one is construction of pillar. Next, construction of slab, construction of wall, construction of floor. This all comes under what? Construction of floor, four categories. Lot of now construction of pillar is divided into multiple what stories. Dig the land, iron fixing, lot of stories are there. These all the stories belongs to one particular parva, or you can call it as sprint. What is sprint? Sprint is collection of story, planned story. Did you understand? Everyone is called as sprint. So your application, if you want to develop any application, your total application is divided into what? Multiple stories, and the collection of all these stories. Okay, na? The stories belongs to a particular category. Independent stories. For example, student module, some 20 stories are there. Employee module, 20 stories are there. Library module, some 30 stories are there. Administration module, some 30 stories are there. Story is a small task. These all stories belong to the same application. Now identify the stories that must be developed first. Keep that stories in one sprint. So what is sprint means? Sprint is collection of stories. Is it clear? And the stories that will develop in future kept in sprint backlog. Planned story is called as sprint. Unplanned story is called as sprint backlog. Are you following everyone? Story is nothing but what? A small task. Epic is collection of what? Stories. Epic is collection of stories. Did you understand everyone? Planned story is called as what? Sprint. Unplanned story is called as sprint backlog. For example, construction of pillar. Without construction of pillar, we cannot construct the walls, right? So construction of pillar is sprint 1. Construction of slab is sprint 2. Construction of floor, sprint 4. Construction of wall, sprint 4, 3, something like that. So the total construction of building is our project. Divide the construction of building into multiple what? Multiple what all of you? Stories or tasks. Are you following everyone? And the tasks that must be developed first, keep in sprint. The task that will be developed in future kept in sprint backlog. And initially in Agile methodology, at the time of developing the application, initially we need to gather the requirements. The requirements that was gathered initially kept in epic. The requirements that will come in middle or at the end or in the middle of the project development, you have to keep in product backlog. Is it clear? What I'm telling again, I will repeat. Business analyst will gather the requirement from the client. Business analyst will prepare the document, that is SRS, system requirement specification. Your SRS is also called as epic. Epic is collection of stories. The planned story is called as sprint. Unplanned story is called as sprint backlog. collection of stories kept in one sprint. Is it clear? The stories that must be developed in initial stage kept in sprint. The stories that will develop in future or in later kept in sprint backlog. Are you following? Once when sprint is ready, now sprint planning will be done. Sprint planning means how many resources are required to develop these stories, what softwares are required to develop these stories, what is the duration of to develop this particular sprint. Your total application divided into epic, right? Epic is again divided into sprints. Once when sprint is ready, sprint planning will be done. Project managers, architects, a lot of high level management involved, along with the client side people also. These all will take some decisions. What is the duration of the sprint? What softwares are required? Any third party softwares are required? What is the budget that was assigned for this sprint? All the setup they will have some discussion. This discussion is called as sprint planning. Once when sprint planning will be done, then story begins. Story begins means what? Development starts. Development start means who will involving in developing the stories? Scrum. Scrum is nothing but group of members who are involving in developing the story. Designer, developer, tester, SC, SSC, team lead, all the members who are, it is like a team, team of members who are involving in developing the story. Agile methodology is waterfall model is first designing, next coding, next testing, something like that. As first designing the total application. After completion of the designing of the total application, developer will start writing the coding. After completion of total coding, then testing. But Agile methodology not like that. Designer, developer, tester all will sit in the same cabin. And that group of members who are involving in developing the story is called as Scrum. Scrum is nothing but group of members. Is it clear? These all members, designer, developer, tester, everyone will stay in the same place. This group of members, they will sit in the same cabin. Is it clear? And these all designer will design the screen. Immediately developer will write the code. Immediately tester will do the testing. It is a daily labor work, daily task based work. Okay, na? It is like, for example, construct a building. Today one labor will come. His task is to construct the wall. That's it. He no need to know about for what purpose we are constructing this building. Is it a hospital or it is a something like some restaurant? That is not required for him. Daily labor work. Similarly, developer, his job is designer will design the screen. If the screen is ready, developer will write what code for that. Did you understand, everyone? Developer must have technical skills. No need of that much domain knowledge is required for the developer. Screen is ready, requirement is ready. Developer must understand that, understand the requirement, connect to the database. So what technology we have to use, what logic we have to use. This concept must be required for who? Developer. Okay, na? So story begins. Story begins means development start. The developer will be involved in developing the story. Designers, everyone. Scrum is nothing but group of members who are involving in developing the story. Scrum master will be there. He is the coach of the Scrum team. Scrum is nothing but group of members who are involving to develop the story. And the Scrum master is the coach for the Scrum team. He is the head. He is responsible for giving guidelines to the Scrum team. And the main responsibility of the Scrum master is to make the Scrum team to develop the story successfully. Product owner is also there. He is a business analyst or mostly project manager. He is acting like a mediator between client and the company. He will check whether the product is developing in a proper manner or not. Okay, now he is having the domain knowledge. He is the mediator, actually, product owner. Scrum is nothing but team of members, group of members, generally designer, developer, tester, team lead. Some group of members will involving in developing the story. Is it clear? Scrum meetings are daily meetings. The main agenda of these meetings are what work done yesterday and what work will do today. Is it Agile methodology is a very beautiful model for the client. Productivity is very good comparing to any other old models. That is why it is a hot cake in the market. I hope everyone understood about what Scrum. Scrum is nothing but a group of members who are involving in developing the story. Is it clear? And the Scrum team will be there. Scrum team consists of nearly 5 to 7 members. All will be sit side by side in the same cabin. Scrum meetings are daily meetings. The daily 2 minutes meeting will be there. Chit chat meetings will be there. Early morning, mostly 9 o'clock, the meetings will happen. The main agenda of this meeting is what work done yesterday and what work will do today. Daily, the Scrum members will early morning 9 o'clock they will go to the office, something like that, and along with that, the Scrum master will be there, and they will take the decision. What work done yesterday? What work done today? So multiple Scrum teams will work what simultaneously. Multiple Scrum teams will work simultaneously at the time of developing what application. Multiple Scrum teams will work simultaneously at the time of developing the application. Are you following everyone? Multiple Scrum teams will work simultaneously at the time of developing application. Did you understand everyone? So that's what I'm telling here. So for example, in Scrum team 1, concept designer is there, developer is there, tester will be there, everyone will be there. Scrum team 2 also consists of all these people, designer, tester, developer, and all the other people. Is it clear everyone? For example, if any critical issue is there, for example, any critical issue is there. So here what I'm doing here, that is the point what I'm discussing here, that is about what? This Scrum team. Scrum is nothing but group of members who are involved. So Scrum is nothing but group of members. I told Scrum meetings are daily meetings. Generally, these meetings will happen early morning at 9 o'clock. The main agenda of this meeting is what work done yesterday and what work will do today. The size of this group is nearly 5 to 7 members will involve in this what group. Are you following everyone? I'm asking you here. So let us see here. You will get some clarity. Scrum is nothing but group of members. So Agile is also a mini waterfall model. So first of all, design the application, and then what to do? Build the application. So what is sprint means? Several incremental releases is called as sprint. Is it clear? Scrum is nothing but group of members. So what I'm telling in Agile methodology, your total application is divided into multiple stories. No, so some stories belongs to a particular requirement kept in sprint. Is it clear? The stories that will develop in future kept in sprint backlog. Now here you can see first sprint is nothing but what some story, design the story, write the coding, testing, as well as after completing of developing this total what story, again apply the same principle to next story. That is our incremental releases of your particular product is called as sprint. Are you following? This is sprint 1, sprint 2, sprint 3, sprint 4. Are you following everyone? So here there are three types of people are there. One is product owner is there, scrum master is there, scrum team is there. This product owner is a business analyst mostly. He will bring the business from the client. He is telling that we have to develop bulb, and he is asking to scrum master, can we develop? Scrum master is telling, he is the coach. He is telling, yes, we have sufficient resources with us, we can start developing. Now scrum team, is it they're scratching their head because they got the new work? Are you following everyone? So here Scrum team, your job is this. You are one among this Scrum team. Are you following? So here I told you something like stories are there. Now in Agile methodology, burn down chart will be there. Burn down chart means it will show you the mostly your role is in Scrum team. Product owner is a business analyst. Scrum master is the coach for the Scrum team, mostly project manager or team leader. Scrum developer, tester, designer, these all comes under Scrum team. Is it clear, everyone? So here in a burn down chart means it will show you the graphs, the daily status, how many stories are pending, what is the success rate of the stories development, and everything. It will be graphical representation will be shown in the burn down chart. Mostly client also will observe this burn down chart. If the user stories, more stories are in pending means definitely client will speak with the developers or the scrum master, something like that. So burn down chart means how the user stories are burning. That will be intimated. As I told you in Agile methodology, daily scrum will be there. Daily scrum meeting is stand-up meeting. Just two questions will be raised in that meeting. What work done yesterday and what work done today. Two important questions will be asked in that particular meeting. Early morning, daily early morning, this meeting will happen at 9 o'clock. So that, and the main advantage of, another advantage of agile model is, for example, the Scrum team is developing one story, but suddenly what happened? A critical issue came in that particular story, and the developer who is working in that particular story is not able to develop that particular. He is not able to find the solution for that particular requirement. So immediately, what Scrum Master will do? He will identify the senior developer in another team, and he will deploy that developer in this particular team. Did you understand, everyone? That is what I'm telling. So that is about daily scrum. Daily scrum meetings will be done. Then once a sprint development is completed, what will happen? Sprint review will be done. Client side employees also will involve in this sprint review, and they will get clarity, and they will check the success rate of this sprint and everything. If it is successful, they all will do some party. The manager will ask, or scrum master will ask party to client. They will allocate some money so the employees can go to resorts or they can enjoy. Is it clear? That is how it is happening actually. So here you see. See what is happening. Just I will refresh here. You can see. Business analyst will gather the requirements from the client. Later, business analyst will prepare EPIC. EPIC is also called as SRS, a System Requirement Specification, not software. It is wrong. System Requirement Specification, SRS means. EPIC is essentially a larger story divided that was broken into number of smaller stories. EPIC consists of project architecture diagram, UML diagram, sample screens, database tables, data flow diagrams, algorithms, flowcharts, etc. What is HLD? High level design. It is the overall system design. It describes the relation between the various modules. It consists of the data flow diagrams belongs to your entire project. Flowcharts belongs to your entire project. Data structures, database diagrams, everything is covered in HLD. LLD is detailing the HLD. It defines the actual logic for each and every component of the system. Like the class, for example, if you take a login form, the class diagram belongs to that login form, the UML diagrams belongs to that login form, or the database diagram belongs to that login form is available in LLD. Developer must know how to read the LLD, and developer will start writing the code. So once business analyst designed the EPIC was divided into multiple tasks, where each task is called as a user story. One task is equal to one story. EPIC was divided into multiple stories, and these multiple tasks are kept in sprint. After dividing into multiple stories, sprint planning will conduct. The main aim of sprint planning is, at the end of each sprint, the team has to produce a coded, tested, and usable piece of software. In this one, they will decide about the sprint start time, sprint end time, Scrum team, any support requires, any softwares requires, any third-party softwares requires. Once a sprint review is completed, story begins. Story begins means development of the story will start. What is Scrum? Scrum is agile framework for completing complex projects. Scrum is a team who involved in developing story. At the development of story, three people will involve: product master, Scrum master, and Scrum team. Product master is traditionally project manager or business analyst who will fulfill the roles of Scrum master. Product master will have the overall knowledge on the project. The role of the product master is the key in agile methodology. He is the person who will act like a mediator between company and the client. He knows the end-to-end requirements, product, what they are developing, and everything. Scrum master is the coach for the Scrum team, helping the team to do the best work with, which will give 100% efficiency output. Scrum Master is responsible to conduct the Scrum meetings. The main aim of the Scrum meeting is to check the work that was done by the Scrum team in daily basis. Meetings are typically held in the same location and at the same time each day. Ideally, a daily Scrum meeting is held in the morning, as it helps to set the context of the coming day's work. The main aim of the Scrum meeting is what work done yesterday and what work will done today. Scrum Master will report to the Product Master, and Product Master will report to the client. If any issues are there, Scrum team will report to the Scrum Master. Scrum Master will report to the Product Master. Product Master means business analyst. If any technical issues or any other issues from client side, Product Master will deal. It depends actually. It is a model which was designed in such a manner. It doesn't mean that everyone will follow the model as it is, but 80% if you follow the application, development will be in a better manner. Based on Scrum meeting, a burn down chart was prepared. Burn down chart, it is a chart that shows how quickly you and your team are burning the user stories, customer stories. The chart will show the status of the stories. In Scrum meeting, the day was divided into, in Scrum actually, the day was divided into points. 1 day is equal to 1 point. One story is equal to 3 points. 1 point means 1 day. 3 points means 3 days. 1 day means 8 hours, working hours, because client will give billing only for these working hours. 3 points means 3 days. 3 into 8 hours means 24 hours to complete one story. May employees may work for more time in the company, but billing will come only for this time. Is it clear, everyone? So one story, maximum 3 points, you think. For one story, a small task will be there. One day, 1 point also there. 2 points. If complicated stories are there, images are there, some other dynamic programming is there, they may give three, not more than three. Any complicated story, maximum 24 hours, something like that. Okay, na? And similarly, you can take one sprint duration is 2 weeks. One sprint, 2 weeks, we have to complete it. If the lengthy tasks are there, they will design the number of stories they will keep in the sprint is less, but they will not increase the duration, 2 weeks. Team size is 7, I told, Scrum team. Hours per day, 6 to 8 hours. Total capacity, 420 hours. This is your burn down chart. On day 1 of the sprint, once the task breakdown is in place, the ideal burn down chart will plotted as show below. If the task is not completed properly, this burn down chart will show the user stories, pending stories and everything. Did you understand? So it is a remark for the developer. So definitely client will observe this burn down chart. Did you understand, everyone? This is how you can work with this basic Agile model. If you have any doubts, you can ask. See, now we'll see the testing life cycle in Agile methodology, how the testing will happen. So I already told you that developer will develop the story. Story is nothing but a small piece of code that was developed. The Scrum team will involving in developing a particular story. Once when the story development is done, developer will do unit testing. Unit testing means the testing that was done by the developer. So the story is nothing but a login form is one story. Who will design that screen? Designer. Who will write the logic? Developer. Who will test the code? Developer only. That is called unit level testing. So once when unit level testing is done, like multiple stories will be there, no? Multiple stories unit testing will be done by their individual developers. Then smoke testing will be done. Smoke is nothing but what? For example, if you take some gas pipelines are there or petrol pipelines are there, they will use it to transfer the gas from one place to another place. In that scenario, through pipeline, if we send water means it is difficult to identify the minute leakages in that particular pipeline, because in pipeline some mud will be there. Mud cannot bring water outside, something like that. Any minute leakages, it is difficult to identify. So what they will do, they will send smoke. Smoke means some smoke they will send. What are the advantage of this smoke means? Smoke can identify the individual minute leakages also. Similarly, in software industry also, smoke testing means what? Means just checking the hyperlinks, whether, for example, if you take one screen, now checking whether hyperlinks are working properly or not. Home, about, contact us, login, hyperlinks are working properly or not. Database connections are working properly or not. This type of basic functionality is working or not, that will be checked by the developer. That is called as smoke testing. For example, if you want to understand in a better manner, the government has appointed one committee to check the quality of the road between Vizag and Pune. Between Hyderabad and Pune, one road construction was done. Let us assume government has assigned one committee to check the quality of the road. Now the department, what they will do, they will not directly go to that place and they will check the quality. Before one day, they will send one team. You first go and check whether road is available or not. First you go between Hyderabad and Pune, this road, whether road is available or not, you go and check. If road is available, we will come and we'll test the quality. Similarly, developers will do unit testing. After developing the multiple units, one module is ready. Once when the module is ready, now smoke testing will be done, checking the functionalities are working properly or not. And once when the smoke testing is done, build version is released. Build is nothing but compiled. The project, whatever it is compiled up to that level, that is called as a build. Build 1.0, version 1.0 was released. And this build is given to QA, quality analyst or test engineer. Now test engineer will do sanity testing. Smoke testing, sanity testing, both are same. Smoke testing done by developer point of view, sanity testing tester will do. And before he will not do testing. Before doing module level testing, test engineer what he will do, he will also check whether the hyperlinks are working properly or not, database connections are working properly or not, and all the navigations are working properly or not, he will check. This sanity testing is also called as build acceptance testing or build verification testing. Okay, na? The testing that was done by developer is called as smoke testing. The testing that was done by test engineer is called as sanity testing or build acceptance testing or build verification testing. Once when the sanity testing is successful, now test engineer will do real testing. Real testing means checking the input, giving the input, checking the output. If expected input is equal to expected output, then test case is passed. Otherwise, test case is failed. That is real testing. The normal QTP tester job he will do, test engineer. Once if any bugs are available in after doing real testing, what this test engineer will do, test engineer will keep all the bugs in one document, that is DPD, defect profile document. It is a document which consists of the list of bugs. All the bugs that are identified by who? Test engineer will document all the bugs in one document. The name of the document is DPD, defect profile document. If any bugs are available, all the bugs are listed in this document. If there is no bug, then test engineer will close the story. If any bugs are there, again the story will open. Okay, now developer will involve. Developer will what he will do, he will try to read the bugs. He will identify the bugs that are available in that particular DPD document, and he will resolve the bugs. And again build 2.0 is released, and again unit testing will be done, and again smoke testing will be done, and again given to test engineer. This is cyclic process, it will repeat. And again test engineer will do sanity testing. Now test engineer will do retesting. Retesting means not testing the total application, testing only the bugs. Previously he identified some bugs and kept in DPD document. Whatever the bugs he kept, that bugs only will be tested. That type of testing is called as retesting. Previously he done real testing, now retesting. Testing only the defects. After doing the retesting, regression testing will be done. Regression testing means testing the dependencies. As I told you, multiple modules are existing in the single project. Module 1 and module 2. If multiple modules are existing, some communication integration is there between these modules. Now, for that, developer will do integration level testing. Integration logic he will write. Now, if you do any modifications in one module, that modifications will affect in another module or not, he will check. That is regression testing. For example, if one department is removed from the university, then automatically the students who are enrolled for the department also must be deleted. So two tables are there, department table and student table. If you write one delete command, delete from DEPT, where D name is equal to ECU, then automatically the students who enrolled in that department also must be deleted from student table. That is regression testing, dependency testing. Is it clear? Like this, after doing the regression testing, if there is no bugs, the story will be closed. So this is the testing life cycle in Agile model. First level is what? Unit level testing, smoke testing, sanity testing, real testing, retesting, regression testing. Okay, so as a developer, you must know what is your role, how to work in the Agile methodology. Definitely support will be given by your seniors, but you must know the stories. Is it clear? What are the number of stories you involved in your application development? You can tell, sir, involved in some 20 stories. So what is your role? Just I will get the task through my mail. I will just check the task and I will complete the what? Stories. Nowadays, another approach is also very popular in the market, that is TDD approach, test driven development. Okay, and that is reverse engineering. Application is not there. Initially, there is no application. Now, test engineer will play the major role here. He will write all the test cases. Some 200 to 300 test cases he will write with his experience. And he will start doing the testing for all the test cases. What will happen? Initially, all the test cases will fail. Now give all these test case report to the developer. Now developer will try to solve all the test cases. Finally, application is what? Ready. That is TDD approach. It is very popular, but for that, lot of experience is required. Lot of experience test engineer is required. The test engineer who will develop the test cases will play the major role in that one. Did you understand, everyone? Here, if you just open this group, we have on Facebook group, World of Angular. If anybody want to join this group, you can join. Okay, na? Just facebook.com. Similarly, if you want to watch World of .NET, you can just type World of .NET. Just Facebook groups only. These all are. Are you following, everyone? This is your Facebook group. Here you can see World of .NET. This is my .NET group. You can join this one. Similarly, World of Python. You can join Python also. This is World of .NET group. Try to join and you can ask me any doubts or any previous any classes or anything you want. You can contact. World of Python also. I have my Python group. Is it clear? World of Python. This is my group. And here you can join in this Facebook group. Actually, this is YouTube. Here you can see JavaScript by Kannababu or JavaScript by Kannababu. You type, you will get videos also you can watch. Are you following? Try to support, try to subscribe to my channels and try to support. Is it clear, everyone? So tell me if you have any doubts, I will clarify now. Okay, thank you. For more videos, if you have any doubts, you can type in the comment box. Definitely I will support you. For more videos, try to subscribe to my channel. Have a nice day. Bye. Catch you in the next workshop.